Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, and furs, Trashkin, all good evening and welcome to Trash Tier Gaming. I'm your humble host, your friendly bi-neighborhood raccoon on the spectrum, Rasp a Trash Bear, and today we're getting into The Last Door, Season 2, Episode 2. Now, I goofed the intro the first time, so we're just gonna slide into my dearest video, or my dearest visitor from here. Oh, guess I'm skipping the recap entirely. I must forget nothing. Well, last time, the good doctor. Wait, is that dynamite? Everything must be set. Oh, okay, I get the drift. When the time comes. And I am visited again. Well, that paints a picture. Alright, I'll spare the intro. Ah, there we are. For a moment, the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where's Miss Cohn? We are too late. Only one thing to do. It is ashes. A chalk, a circle hastily drawn on the floor. She thought it could prevent whatever she knew was about to happen. But she was wrong. The windows are covered with wooden planks. It looks as if she were trying to keep someone from entering, or something from getting out. I do not know what to make of all this. I do. How? How do you begin to know what to make of this? What? Ah, civilized transport. Are you alright, Kaufman? It is nothing, mein friend. Just a bit of a cold. Now, mein friend, I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to come, you must forget all about your patient. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient, Jeremiah DeWitt. You will have to keep to yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue this search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path ahead is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to DeWitt. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious. At least not in the terms we are used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark. A sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexandre Dupre, and his organization, I think they seek to uncover these secrets, and I fear they might have already. Miss Cohn's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow but my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. We must pray, or we must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. Tricky to try and maintain. Except that long. And I know I did a terrible job of it, but... My dearest visitor. Wickport. White Manor. I doubt he is away this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let us try the back door. Miss Oakwood, she's the manor's housekeeper. Yes, who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman. Bless my soul. It's been too long. It's been so long. I hardly recognize you. How nice of you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague. Dr. John Wakefield is the professor at home. We would like to see him. Why, yes, doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It is really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir. I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment affecting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, do you recognize him? It is Jonathan, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Jonah. It has been a long time since I've seen him so excited. I will leave you two to talk to the professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long, but it does him such a world of good to speak with old friends. Should you need my assistance, I will be in the backyard. Professor? Uncle James, you're back. It is I, Professor. Johan Kaufman. Where's father? Where has he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes, I'm afraid he will not tell us much in this state. If we could but stimulate his memories. Maybe then he could tell us of his research, something to unravel the mysteries of the playwright. Perhaps. We have few other options in any case. Let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I will try to talk to him about the time we researched together. That could also help him remember. Professor Wright? Father, why did you spend so much time away? Professor, please talk to me. Father, now I wonder what if I had stayed. We must find a way to help the professor remember his memories. Why don't you try to find some object? Orangewood Drove, we can go to wood. Well, let's look out the window. Mayhaps there's something there. Remains fixed on the window as though you were waiting for someone. The snow is falling outside, slow and silent. Well, I have no idea how to get back out, but we know Roughly where we are. Second floor, I assume. Locked. Reed's attic. A lamp. Oil painting shows an obscure medieval scene. Oh. Beneath the ocean, there's a figure in black on the beach, but its face is shrouded by a hood. Engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. That's the one. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. 4 vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at for too long. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Cinderella. What? It's the first thing that popped into my head. I see myself in the mirror. The reflection is strangely distorted. A large porcelain tub, its hefty weight supported by 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around its interior suggests recent use. A common radiator. Well, if we have the urge to relieve ourselves, we know where to do it. Won't open. Well, no luck there. Perhaps this will be more fruitful. Ah, the Professor proper. A portrait of her Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then, an imposing, inquisitive figure. An antique ceiling lamp. Quite unevenly lit this room. An enormous painting showing a torrential river and the waves splashing on the banks. In the background, I can see an old church, apparently abandoned. Bet the basement is locked. Or not. Oh, no, this isn't the basement. Okay. I know if it leads to the basement, it'll most likely be locked. A sea landscape. So, strand, inlet, peninsula, lighthouse. Good Lord, shut the door, John. A fierce line damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. A fierce line more deeply damaged by the coast. It's missing its head. Coal chute. There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. Arch Castle. So my choices are Arch or Castle. Well, let's leave it on Castle then. It's a really strange thing to be there. I assume this will take me to the map. And so it does. Right. Warping powers, go! Time when heat's precious. You just go around and leave doors open like that in the dead of winter. No wonder nobody invites you anywhere, John. Professor Wright has an eclectic collection, from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult sciences. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the Crown. Spicy. A tin soldier. Looks to have been painted by hand. It commemorates some military campaign that I have not heard of. Could it hold some special significance to Professor Wright? Perhaps it will help stimulate his memories. The fire burns fiercely, rendering the air thick and heavy in the room. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, this must derive from a fictional work or perhaps some prehistoric era. Okay, we need something to go off of. What have we... Oh. Painting of the coast of this region. Room for... What? Racket of many birds on the other side. Well, let's take the tin soldier up and see if we have any luck. It's not much, but it might be something. It's the only thing we've found so far. Every other door's locked, so... Remember? Yeah! There we go. Do you recognize this, Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor, you will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? We will have seen the map, and he will know. The Book of Travels. The Book of Travels? Yes, he will work it out, but it must not be too easy. No, he will find the prize, I am sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufman? Something concealed. Something precious. In his adult state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? He was always a proud man. He would not have easily forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of its grave importance at least would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has hid it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to these latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I will continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. Find the prize, I have no doubt. The professor has mentioned a map and a certain work titled The Book of Travels. What could he mean by that? Well, I suggest we go back to the library and consult the shelves until you make sense. Could be Gulliver's? It's a travel book. Sorts. There's a large volume here, quite worn. It's an illustrated edition of the Travels of Marco Polo. Perhaps this is the book of travels that Professor Wright mentioned. There's a mark on one of the pages. We began our journey by crossing the unforgiving desert, always facing the setting sun to the west. At last we arrive at the merciful sight of the great ocean. We followed the coast north, in dear hope of reaching our home soon. It was not to be. The king of the land we traversed had declared war on the great Khan, so we were forced to return as we had come. We never set foot in that bloody land again. We knew there was a port just a few miles to the south where we could find a boat. Our sea voyage was short, as our sails billowed with the powerful southern winds. We reached the most eastern cape, and landed there, our backs to the sea. We marched forth and soon reached home. Okay. So, and they give you the consult. All right. Desert, cape, headed north, headed south, and ended up success? No. Desert. Desert. Coast. North. Forced to return as we had come. Oh, wait. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Bingo. Okay. Took me a minute. It seems I've triggered a hidden mechanism. A small compartment has opened in the globe. There's a sealed letter inside. It is simply addressed to my dearest visitor. Kaufman needs to see this before it's opened. Now we're getting somewhere. I hope. Well, let's show Kaufman. Remember those times we... Oh, not quick enough. Kaufman, look, I found an envelope. It was hidden inside a globe that a strange mechanism opened. To my dearest visitor. Let us see what is inside. Exactly. This is another part of an intricate riddle. But to what purpose? To conceal something, perhaps, or just the last acts of a confounded and drowning mind? I'm increasingly of the opinion that this is some mental construct, some riddle conjured up by the professor's failing mind. He may not have even understood what he did. Those seeking wisdom must first know their own foolishness. Reflect on yourself in the heat of passion to reveal what the cold eyes of logic sees not. A riddle. Who would that visitor be? It is unknown to me, mein friend. There is only one way to answer that question. If we can find the answer to the professor's riddle, perhaps we'll be able to solve this mystery. Cold eyes of logic do not see. Reflect on yourself, said the riddle. Cold eyes of logic could not see. Could there be something hidden somehow? Common radiator. Wait. Yourself, the portrait. And there I go, missing tabs again. Sure, I managed that one. Uno momento, Trashkin. Just had to make a quick note for editing, so let's assume... Still locked? Still locked. Where did this lead again? The study itself. Oh, the scullery. Bread oven. Teapot. Filled with cold water. May I ask you something, Miss Oakwood? Of course, Doctor. How did the professor become afflicted? The ailment runs in this family. Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father, and his grandfather before him. It's truly a terrible thing. And to think, all these years, Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. Do you know, is the professor fond of riddles or not? Indeed, yes, he has long been an enthusiast of every mind game you can imagine. In better days, he would host parties every other month. Themed soirees, he called them. Themed soirees, he called them. Oh, those were good times. It seems long ago now. Uno momento, Trashkin. There we are. What are the symptoms? This ailment that runs in Professor Wright's family. How do you know what its symptoms are? Well, I can't speak those very long words physicians use. But I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright hardly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. It is like he is a child again. With God's mercy, it's now gone so far that it torments him no longer. I must go. Have a good day, Mr. Wakefield. Bread oven. Stove. Cast iron. And unlit. Well, I have this... Wait. It couldn't be that simple. I have a pot of cold tea. There's a stove. If I find a way to light the stove. Basement. I told you the basement door would be locked. Hey, where you at? Anything useful here? Matchbox. Terrific. We'll take that. So hear me out. We have a stove, we have matches, we have the ability to light the stove, we have the ability to heat the water. What if the message is on the mirror, we just can't see it? What if it's written in oils? Guess I hope. Is this going to be a timed puzzle, I wonder? Bingo. Yeah. Water will cool. Wrong room. Okay, think glob. Aha! Reflecting yourself in the heat of passion to reveal knowledge the cold eye of logic does not see. Condensation from the teapot has revealed a hidden message. Which tells us that mirror doesn't get polished near often enough. I'll add this clue to the letter. Knowing yourself, you may look upon your master, meet his imposing gaze to seek to understand what lies beneath, thereby learn the question, if not the final answer. Curse these Victorians in the parlor games. No, it like my brain just went click, and I was like, oh. You have not unlocked yourself. Okay. Well, let's run these by our good friend Johan. You don't think Johan's Bizarro World, John, do you? Yeah. Only by answering the riddle can we hope to solve this mystery. Curses! What about the attic? No dice. This is quite vague. We have nowhere else to go. I don't know why I did that. I just clickety-clackety. Hello. Don't think there's anything more in here. But I've been wrong before. Nope, still locked. Nothing new there. Alright, well, let's consider the backyard for a moment. Oh, hello. Ah! Let's see, we got... Queen has removed her mask. There's an empty hole where her face should be. Clergyman, face behind a mask. Central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. Masks all around. When the four remove their masks of lies, the path to the grave will be cleared. How do I get the masks off them? Tree. Stiff, almost like a statue itself. Alright, so the queen has removed the mask. That one's missing a mask. I gotta figure out how to make that happen. So Oh. Obvious indication how to do that. Hold up. Hold up. What about that weird gubbin? Yeah, that one. Let's see if that did anything. Maybe that's what that do. Granted, the mechanism would have to be ridiculously convoluted. But... Ah. The sage has removed his mask. That one controlled the sage and the queen, if anyone. I have to hunt up more. Would they be around the house's exterior? I don't think so. Well, nothing to do there. A gilded pipe. It runs from the ground to the corridor. Gilded pipe. Upstairs to a room. Can we perform some acrobatics here? Oh. Wait. It's the gilded pipe again. So it runs to the attic. Why does it run to the attic, though? Face your master. Face your master. Hold on. As suspected, there's a small key taped to the back of the frame and a note. That's a clue to the letter. The question is the world from the peak of man's tallest tower. The answer yearns up to it from the root of life and time itself. Gilded pipe? Gilded key? I mean, it is a golden key. Hey, lucky guess. Hey, exactly what we need. Oh, hold up. Sorry, Trashkin. I forgot I had my phone alarm on still, even though I'm on vacation. Alright, I assume I muck with this. So, hawk, eagle, some form of bird, raven. I bet the raven will do it. Wait, ravens. Covered in old ornaments, pieces of metalwork, and types of strange shapes. Hello. An unusual electrical device. I'm unfamiliar with its function, but I can tell that there is a piece of equipment missing. Light bulb, slot. What appears to be a horn from a phonograph. Oh. Still, I know what I'm doing here. Ooh. Clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. Peasant woman, face hidden by a mask. Queen hidden by a mask. The sage has removed his mask. Well, kind of them to give me a way to check from up here, no? So it was the arch that got us forward there. You don't think the condition would change just because I was doing something else, do you? Same as before. So it is present. There I go, doing it again. That tears it. I need to check. Alright, we found the gold key. Hold on. The answer yearns up from the very root of life itself. I should check if there's something hidden near that tree. Alright, I will stick with the Raven, regardless, and head down. I'm like, I should check the walkthrough, and then I notice the glowy tree. There I go, mistabbing out of the game again. You know, I know exactly what the problem is. The problem is I have not had enough caffeine for this. So I'm going to solve that right now. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got here. It looks as though somebody has been concealed beneath the thick roots. Well, another note and key bound together. I'll add this clue to the letter. Then you will be ready to climb the tallest heights, and from there look down to the deepest roots. It is a truth our ancestors knew, and with stone silence came to know. The key has been engraved with the shape of a feather. Oh gee, I wonder what it could open. Couldn't possibly have to do with the bird sounding room off of the study. Brace yourselves, this is about to get weird, I'm sure. Not the weird I was expecting. Small bird with black and white wings, feathered crest, silent rays with her epos. No beak. Transmitter. Gray brass bound wings. San Dominicus. Red feathers on its head and breast. Brown bird, pale breast. Curious bird with long legs. Porphyrio elina. Beside the case of the crow with black and gray feathers, the sign reads Corvus Cornix. Common crow. A truth that our ancestors knew through stone silence came to know. There's a small compartment in the base of the bust. Side note. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. Primal horror. Greek philosopher. What? What? No, I haven't heard that one. Primal horror. Primal horror. Oh, you can't look out from the solarium. Oh, through the glass. I see rolling hills covered in snow. Shut the door. The solarium needs to maintain a high temperature, you goon. Primal horror. That only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal. Gnashing jaws, primal horror. Did that. Wait. I don't pick up any new items in there. Can't fool me, game. Something I'm missing. Hold on. The unknown. Primal horror. If the birds are silent, the phrase trails off. Yellowish brown feathers, the cage reads. Have a cloth. Oh, jaws! What do we know that has jaws? The lions! Of course! That took me longer than it should have. Only by entering the gnashing jaws of primal horror. There's something hidden in the lion's mouth. A lever. Well, yank that crank! I think it's triggered some mechanism inside of the manor. There's also a note here. I'll add this clue to the letter. Will you at last know truth? Could this be the last part of the riddle? I don't know. Got to place a bet. This will be it. No luck there. Let's try the basement. No dice there. Well, the only doors and sacks left that are unopened are on the next floor, so up we go. No luck. Ah, secret door. That's a loud one, too. A secret passage is open at the end of the corridor. This can't turn out well for me, because secrets in this game are not good. It looks like Professor Wright's archive. I should bring Kaufman here at once. Professor was messy as hell. Experiments, 1885. Hold on. Experiments, 1885. Let us see. Have a look at this. Be careful. There's a small key inside the folder. First, August 1885. Results at last, after many months of tedious observation. Something has finally come from the other side. I heard the sound of footsteps exploring the proximity of the stone archway. This would seem to verify my hypothesis. Absolute horror is the key to what we seek. 20th September. Now that they have proven themselves useful, I have installed 2 new devices in the outer tunnels. I dare not go deeper. I have not heard it again, but I know the thing must still be still down there in the dark. 12th November. Contaminant in the underground tunnel has been breached. Redacted. Gone. 15th December. I have no choice but to abort the experiment. It can no longer be controlled. There is but one thing left to do. We will seal the tunnel. Well, that explains the intro. And hope that the abomination remains forever entombed within. What did the professor do? What is this supposed to be? It seems to be a log that the professor kept during one of his experiments. Almost 7 years ago. It is noteworthy that one of the entries has been redacted. But what is written there? It cannot be true. It must be some kind of hallucination. A sign of Professor Wright's illness, maybe. Perhaps. But we should not jump to conclusions. We can conclude the professor had another working place underground. Perhaps that key opens the basement door. There could be a route through this underground tunnel. Meanwhile, I will keep looking through these documents. There must be something more than that folder among this mess. I hope so. Oh, let's take a look here. Set frame silhouettes under each inscribed plaque. Well-positioned man. Trashkin. Struck him. He fell madly in love with the younger daughter of the Bartleys, so he proposed to her. Young Agnes fancied the idea of marrying an older man, but she always hid her feelings from her mother. Mrs. Bartley never did take her eyes off her daughter and watched them at all times. Mr. Bartley tried to show his support to the daughter, but his wife never paid any attention to him. Hold on. Hey! Match to the gender. Okay. I say, old chap, I've found another compartment. Is it the line set? Oh, hey. Guess they're not gonna give me 2 freebies there. Alright. Fair enough. I'm sure there's absolutely nothing else I can interact with here. Scattered notes, all kinds. Many folders that have no distinctive tags on them. A long series of folders with dates on them, incomplete and in disarray. What are those? Some shredded paper. It appears to have been notes. Well, since I'm here, let's see what that did. Ah! So you're all that's left. Well, alright, we're back to 2 out of 3. Sometimes you just open away. What can you do? The problem is, the mouse doesn't necessarily lock itself to the screen while you're playing in full screen here. So once you go off menu, that's it. You'll be going off menu for the rest of your time there. Don't mind me just checking out the clearly locked for a reason basement. It's really dark in here. I feel the cold draft coming up from the front. Too dark. I'd need something to light the way. Dang. Oh, wait, I never picked up what was in the... Ah! I got point-and-click-itis. I got a venture game-itis, Trashkin. Forgetting to pick stuff up. To be fair, this isn't even a mean one. I was doing so good. Oh, wait. That's right, that was the... Grab the cloth. What am I missing? Do I need to light the cloth at the stove, maybe? I mean, we've done that before. I mean, I'd say steal one of the lamps, but... No. Oh, wait, I have matches, right? Carefully embroider the phrases written. Light source. Well, water's not going to help me in that endeavor. Okay, I'm checking the guide. Un momento. Okay, that one's on me. I have a match left. I can just use a match. Last time I needed to light something with the match. That's what threw me. Nothing unnerving about this? Oh, God. We're out of matches. Oh, hey, we fell down a hole in the dark. I've fallen through a hole. Where am I? The flow of air is stronger here. Looks like a component for some sort of machine. We can manage to find where... Oh, a lever. Okay. Lever in a hole. A convenient lantern. Oh, thank God. Thought I was going to get eaten by a grue. This part of the tunnel is blocked by a cave-in. The underground tunnel is not accessible from here. I should go back. Oh, thank goodness, a ladder. Conveniently hidden in the shadow until now. Well, I mean, fortunately we do. Ha! Bingo! That's what we're after. Well, let's fiddle. Some sort of mechanism. Door closed. Door open. Little on the nose, that one. You know, if being Halloween, of course, what naturally pops in my head is I am the Keymaster. And, of course, everyone's favorite, only Zool. Yeah, the last time I watched Ghostbusters was part of my sick day ritual. That was months ago. I should get that in before my vacation's over. If we cannot access the tunnel mentioned in Professor Wright's log, how can we find the missing parts of his research? I must talk to Kaufman about this. Cutscene time again. I was able to use the key to explore the basement. There is a large hole in the floor. One side of the hole may lead to some sort of tunnel, but it was completely covered in rocks and debris, so I could not tell for sure. For certain would feel better for the time period to me, but okay. Covered in debris? It sounds as if the professor succeeded in blocking the entrance to this underground area. It is unfortunate for us. I have made some progress of my own, mein Freund. I think this could help us elucidate. Elucidate? Hold on, I gotta check that. Okay, there we go. Elucidate is in fact the less common synonym, or a less common synonym for elucidate. To make clear, apparently. Have a look. Today, a meeting finally took place. Oh. You see, Mr. Wright, our organization is keenly interested in your research. We could reach an arrangement to fund this project. But first, we need to know the details. I understand. The main factor is the condition of the test subject, how open he is to suggestion. As you know, only the human mind can open a physical passage to the other side. So complete and absolute darkness will be required for the experience to result. A secluded place, completely isolated. A place that can only bring thoughts of what may be hiding in the dark. I have the perfect location in mind. But in total darkness and seclusion, how could the results of the experiment be studied or confirmed? That is precisely where your organization can provide help. I have designed a special device that would allow me to listen from a safe distance. Well, we know what the gilded pipe is for now. But I lack the means to manufacture it myself. We could arrange that, but there is one last thing I would like to know. How would the experience be triggered? By means of a chemical compound of some kind? Do you mean a serum? Not at all. That would be of no elegance whatsoever. The trigger is the mind itself, the emotion known as terror. The primal fear that still survives in the deepest depths, or in the depths of our mind, from the times when humans were mere beasts. That which allows us to open a physical passage beyond the veil. Rational thought, primal terror, is the key that we will use to open the last door. Could this organization be the Playwright? It may be, mein friend. If so, then we are closer to the truth than we thought. But in this room, I have been able to find only some fragments of information, discarded material. It looks as if the main bulk of documents were moved from this room and hidden somewhere else. The basement tunnel? That seems the most reasonable conclusion. But access to that place is lost, is it not? The entrance was sealed. There may be another access that we do not know about. Could find and use that device the professor mentions in his log. I believe we could shed some light on this matter. Well, I bet I know what the pieces missing are. I'm going to assume I need to flip everything. Otherwise, why would I need to go there? Like, how does seeing the mechanism change how the mechanism interacts? The mechanism simply is. Or somebody needs to review their puzzle logic. The quantum state only collapses when I observe it. I mean, when I'm finding a new game to play. So I'm betting... Damn it. We're gonna go out on a limb and guess that does in fact need to be the tower. But I goofed that. Had it right, then I did it wrong. There we go. It's like, they all exist, they must need changing if they're to function, because they're a constant regardless. The switch is either on or off. Well, shit. Okay, un momento, guide time. Okay, I think I got it straightened out, Trashkin. Apparently, several of them you change, several of them you don't. I done goofed. So the attic and the outside, I think you leave untouched. And you can still solve the puzzle, which isn't a bad touch. Success! Spoopy. The central statue has shifted its position, and the clay vessel has fallen to the ground. Excellent. The clay vessel statue is now broken to many pieces. There's an object among them. It must have been hidden inside. Don't mind if I do. It's a compass. It must be broken since it does not point north. Lantern. You mean a bullseye lantern? That's what you mean. Boy, howdy. Don't think that could be a railway lantern. Yeah. Like, if you needed light and portability and battery power back in the day, whoo, you were in for it. Spot lamp that could double as a kettlebell. Alright. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the lever goes on the lower portion. You don't need to be familiar with its function. You think? That seems like an awful lot of effort to go through for a radio program. The sound. Do my ears deceive me? Is that a piano melody? I must see Kaufman at once. Tell me you're the piano music, Kaufman. Not to state the obvious, but it sounds as if someone is still down there, playing the piano of all things. But how's that even remotely possible? I do not know, but this means something important to us. It means there is another entrance to the underground tunnel. That we must find it. But we have run out of leads. You did not find anything of use in the archive, and Professor Wright continues to mutter incoherently about childhood memories. You must hypnotize the professor, mein lieber Freund. We are running out of options. This might be the only way to find the answers we seek. Morally dubious, but look at the candle. Fix your eyes upon it. Your body is as light as a feather. Everything around you fades. You're entering a dark, endless void. I wasn't expecting them to go literally. I was expecting a little more reading on that. There it is. Listen to my voice. Where are you? A great number of trees surround me. The sun is setting soon. I could go north and west. Go north. I stand beside a waterfall. It's not water that falls, but mud and rock from a great height. They fall and fall into a bottomless abyss. Beyond the waterfall to the east lies a tunnel. To the west I see the edge of the forest. Go west. I stand beside the shore. The water wets my shoes, and all around me lie the wrecks of ships. To the north, something floats on the water. To the east, I can see the edge of the forest. Go north. A body floats in the water. I will not look upon its face. Go south. I'm on the beach. There's a huge rock. Many birds circle in the sky overhead. To the north, I see the shore. To the west, there's a person. Go west. As soon as I approach, the figure darts between the rocks as though it were frightened of me. Go back. Go east. Go west. I'm on the beach. Go north. Go east. Go east. I'm in a dark tunnel. Oscar is here as well. He is upset. He yells at me. He begs me to stop. The tunnel divides into many passages. I can go north, south, and west. Go south. The passage here, an empty cave, a big round hole in the wall. Behind it, I can hear the sea. Go north. Large open space with a piano. Something stands next to the piano. I can't see it clearly. Its face. The tunnel stretches into the dark. Walk down the tunnel. It's a very small room. In the center lies a deep pit. A ladder goes down. It is so dark. Down there it lies. It waits. I will not continue. I must go back. I cannot. I cannot. I can hear it with me. Its breath. Dear God, I must flee. I must continue. It waits for me. It waits down there. I have gone down the ladder. I cannot see. It is pitch dark. I can feel its breath. It is here. It is with me. Subtle. Enough. We went too far, my friend. You're right. I did not think he would react this way. You did well by stopping the trance, Kaufman. I think it would be best if we leave it for today. Let's return to the inn. Reflect tonight upon what we have witnessed here. Tomorrow, let's discuss our next steps in our investigation. None of this hither and thither piggly-wiggly. No! Kaufman runs a tight ship, by God. January 21st, 1893. Kaufman's. The heron jacket. Gummin. Kaufman, are you alright? Worry not, Wakefield. I'm just feeling a bit feeble. Must be all this cold and humidity. Nothing serious. Trashkin, I'm gonna make a cold shot. Given the time period, that humidity does not help. I think our dear friend Kaufman has the consumption. Tuberculosis. The wet Klein and cold is not agreeing with him. I would like to know your opinion about what we heard during yesterday's session. Do you remember anything that could help us in our search? The seaside. The seaside was a recurring theme during the hypnotic regression. Yes, it is true. Maybe the entrance to this tunnel is somewhere close to the coast. There was the mysterious figure. Throughout the trance, he saw a figure with no visible face. The floating body in the water, the person near the rocks, the one beside the piano. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Oscar. What's left? Yes, indeed. Well, I'm afraid it is too soon to unveil the true meaning of those images. I believe that this is the underground tunnel. This underground tunnel has left a deep impression on Professor Wright's subconscious. I agree. The horror he experienced at the end of the session was far too intense to derive solely from his imagination. It speaks of some trauma. To be fair, your brain can cook up some great trauma all on its own, but... The man shouting at Professor Wright. Professor Wright mentioned a man, Oscar, that shouted at him near the entrance to the tunnel, begging him not to continue. I cannot remember his name. Very good, it was Oscar. We should attempt to find him. He may know something about Professor Wright's fears. If we can find this man, I am sure he will shed some light upon the mystery. Why don't you go to the village and try to find something out about Oscar? My apologies, but I must stay here and recover my strength. The town square and the inn. I know better than to go straight where the game tells me to. Oh, one room? Okay. Just being sure. Fisherman's Lodge. I'll start opening up the first door. I have a look-see. Friendly. If it opens when I walk away, so help me God. Cross. Looks it. And surely that is a door to go with a cross. Well, let's try. Locked. You know, that seems to be a bad sign when it comes to such things. You cannot cross the sea merely by standing... staring at the water. The sea chooses harbor and laughing. The sea of those who are... The sea chooses to harbor is where to die. To die like sailors do. Good morning. Let me drink in peace. Are you ship captain? Why? What's it to you? Does I look like a captain? Your hands. Because your hands, calloused by years of knotting rope and reeling in line. Any fisherman has hands like these. Because your coarse skin, weathered by years of salt and wind. You meet many folk in Wickport yet. It's common enough around these parts. Your hat. Ha! A hat don't make a captain, tell me. You can buy a hat like that in any flea market. England. Your free earrings. You have double the free capes, is that right? Double the free capes. Indeed I have. Good Hope, Leven, and the Horn. Therefore, I hold the right to stand before kings and piss against the wind. I've made the trip to the edges of the world and back again, so no one scares me and you can't make me afraid. If I dies in the sea, these free rings, I'll pay my wake. But no, that'll not happen now. Do you mean you'll not set sail again? I love the sea more than anything. 'Tis my passion, my freedom, and my life. But there are many things about him that we do not know. There are far from the coast, in the deep dark, things that we are still unprepared to behold. Believe me, those things await deep down. Have you seen any of those things? No, but you may have heard one or two of the stories of the fishermen tell about seeing things out there. It is naught but tales for young'uns, mere superstition from men too cowardly to face the dark. Any good seaman knows that in strong wind, a stretched rope can shake and sing. I, myself, have mistaken such a keening for the wail of a child. But there was one time it was nothing of the sort. Then the sea howled. It was not thunder, not a strong wave clashing my ship, no. It was like a voice. It spoke to me in a language I cannot describe. A sound muttered by a living something, calling like anything I'd heard before. And I understood. What did you understand? Understood there was no more freedom for me, that the sea had other lords. And whoever they were, I did know they would not share it. What happened then? As I navigated back to shore, I lost control of my ship in a great storm. The rocks of the cliffs did the rest. I did not know where the remains of my dear Augustine ended up, but with the passing of years and tides, I looked for them. Once, for many moons, all I found was this bar in the bottom of an empty glass. I have never returned to the shore since. May she forgive me. Now leave me be. Side quest accepted. You have the gratitude of me and my whiskey, and all that blathering worked up right first. An old poster of a local traditional sport. Road bowling would not be invented for several more generations, I think, but you gotta admit, road bowling over cobblestones adds a certain chaos factor, no? Couldn't be Hurley. Wrong island for that. Cricket doesn't take off for a while yet, do it? Couldn't be baseball. Golf's possible, but feels unlikely. Polo. Must be polo. I kid. I have no idea what the traditional sports is. I just want to see how long you keep it going. Old pictures of village inhabitants. This lady is dressed rather elegantly for someone who came to drink in a place like this. Odd choice, but a wheel taken from the helm of a ship. Perhaps a trick from the owner's day as a helmsman. Those two fishermen have just given me a suspicious look. Good morning. You want a drink? What is with that man sitting in the corner? Fred? You can ignore him. He's a sad, lonely drunk. Do you know a man called Oscar? You mean Father Oscar? You can find him in the church when he's not here. And here, it's right outside. Have you met Professor Wright? The professor? Sure, saw him every other day as a young'un. Always involved in the village. He was la-dee-da, all right, but folk respected him. He got stuck in. Didn't last, though. Shut himself away. Started getting visitors from out of town. He stopped coming to the village eventually. Last I heard, he'd gone crazy. None of us knows for sure, though. Been years since I saw him. I was wondering if you know when the church will open. I knocked on the door, but there was no answer. Church, let me give you some advice. Barmaids ain't people to ask about church opening hours. This here bar is my church. And most of the village have come to see me, to see things my way too. We pray here these days. The whole village has forsaken the church? But why? I feel answering this question in any particular direction will give away my hand as an atheist, but, the town is forsaken. No work on the coats these days, see? Few can make a living. Most of the fishers and sailors have up and left. Half the cottages lie abandoned, and those who stay may barely leave their homes, except to come here, of course. But surely there must be more than this. Many coastal towns face the same struggle, but none lie abandoned. Well, there's the rumors. Silly stories, if you ask me, but some take them real serious. Fishers, big, dependable guys. They tell you they've seen stuff out there. On the water, apparitions, shapes among the rocks. I say it's the booze talking. I say that's the thought getting up to its business in their frail skulls. Yeah, that's me. By the way, the Tots Risk, which was still standard. The Tot O rum. Or grog if you're less lucky. The Black Tot's not for a couple of decades at this point. About half a dozen. That was the last officially rationed and dispensed ration of rum by the Royal Navy. I say it's the booze talking, and I should know. Who could see anything in all that mist anyway? But fishers, they're superstitious. Folk believe the tale, and one by one they just didn't come home no more. Well, thanks for all the information. Godspeed. I guess the town's fallen into despair. Hey. Hold up. The compass is doing a thing. We know it doesn't point north. Strange. I guess I'll try our luck here. Old rotting boat rests on the shores. The name Providence is written on the side. Rope seems like it come in handy, but okay. Guess we're too rich to need rope. Hello. An old rusty bronze bell, typical of a seafaring vessel. It's engraved with the name Augustine. Terrific. Someone may be able to tell me more about it. My ship is completely wrecked. Well, let's bring the poor old sod his bell. This is a good thing I went into the first store I found eventually. That reminds me suspiciously of an iron pencil shaped barrier. I only had a pencil eraser on me. Which is, of course, not to be confused with the pen or the eraser. Sir, I believe I found your lady. Why? That bell is from the Augustine. My Augustine. Where on earth did you find it? Found it on the beach near the shipwreck. I thought I would never see it again. I will clean it and make it shine anew. Wickport Beach, our beach. Why, I must go. I must go straight away. Oh, to be reunited with my poor Augustine. What will remain of her? No, I dare not go, but I must. Good day to you, sir. Get him around. I want to see what he gets up to. Or did I just, advance time a little bit? The last game I didn't follow people when they left. And missed out on an awful lot. Neither the cracks in your hull nor your flaking paint None of it matters. You are beautiful as ever, Augustine. Today we will watch the sunset together. Good sir, I cannot put into words what a great service you have rendered this drunken knave. Just as you, a stranger, have brought me to my lost treasure, may this old sailor's spygrass, in whatever way it can, help light the way to yours. Take it. It is a gift from the heart. And I'm sure going to come in handy. Though I would like if you gave me a gift and they actually just made me carry it around for the rest of the game. An old telescope. It's been rusted by the salt water, but it's still in good condition. That's called character, John. That's called character. That's something worth keeping. If something loses its perfection, it's still perfect to you. That's character. Well, close enough. Okay, can I spyglass them from here? Okay, can I throw a cloth at them? Can I crawl on the ground and jump scare them, maybe? Tell me about Captain Morville. What you can tell me about Captain Morville? Does he come here often? Fred, he's a regular. Sad, lovely drunk. I don't know when I psychically learned his name. Oh. There I go, half clicking off again. This game was not built with dual screens in mind. That might be what's biting me in the butt so often. They wouldn't have me have a use for it right there, would they? Hold on. Far distance I see a lowly tree bent by the sea wind. I'm gonna be using this on everything for a while, aren't I? Okay, guide. You win. Give me a hint. Uno momento. Okay. I hear mention of a different location. Let's see if we can't find it. It's not there. Okay, let's Excuse me, are you spying on me? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You're not from these parts, are you? No, I am passing through. Are you alright? Yes. Could you do me a favor? For a long time, I wanted to visit the tomb of my lover, but I cannot leave the house due to my illness. Could you please leave these flowers there? No one in this village will do this service for me. Done. Alright, where is that place? Oh, could you not know how grateful I am? Oh, you could not know how grateful I am. You're a good, kind person. You can go to the graveyard through the path. Through that path right there. The name you need to look for is Carter. New location. Were you spying on me? Oh, don't put it like that. It sounds so terrible. I just walk folk passing by. Can't leave the house, so I spend days at the window. It's awful interesting. You learn a lot about people this way, you know? Really, what can you tell about myself? I've only observed you for a while, but I can tell you're on an important mission, looking for someone dear. There is a worry over your shoulders, and a long way ahead of you. Well, that was remarkable. I am frankly astonished, and I am astonished that a man of psychiatry does not recognize the shallow reed, but they might be entirely right. What can you tell me of the barmaid? Eva is a woman with a strong character. Once I saw her kick out a group of drunk sailors from the pub without a doubt. She's in a bad mood lately because business is not what it used to be. She will not leave the village, though, as did the others. You can tell me about Captain Marville? Poor Fred is always drunk. In the old times, when he was not sailing, he had long walks on the beach and looked happy, but now, rare is the occasion he gives a quick glance to the coast. He has lost all hope. Tell me about Father Oscar. He is a man who lost his purpose. I see him walking aimlessly in the morning and evening, nervous and doubtful. Thank you, that's been incredibly informative, actually. Appreciate you. So, stupid question, will you continue to do the... Okay, now you'll just... Alright, we are on good terms now. Awesome. You don't think that was the person behind the boulder, right? Too on the nose. Well, let's find Carter, shall we? Rose Carter. Bury my body with the salted driftwood, with the green seaweeds, and the worn-out ropes, where I can feel the cold autumn breeze. Gerald. Farewell to those of you that walk beside my grave. Here I lie, my name written on stone, under the sun. Mary Jane Bennett. Do not bring flowers to this place, for rum is all I crave. Now I rest under the same stars I sailed by when alive. Everton. Give us points to this grave. We're just digging in half-frozen ground? What is wrong with you, John? Go get a shovel. Good way to lose a fingernail. Possibly several layers of skin. Like, if you've never digging in half-frozen ground, it is misery. Especially if it's sand and gravel heavy. Like, double if it's granite. Heavy, that is. Sandy gravel is just butt. There's something buried here. Well... an engraved stone. Seems to be only one half of a larger statue. There's no sarcophagus here. Yeah, because you went like 3 feet down, buddy. Like a foot and a half. Maybe 3 feet if we're being generous. You put him 6 feet down for a reason, John. You should know this. At least know of it. 45 years. Oh. Time, it's not a short life, but it's still damn sad. The father's in the church. The game's afoot. Oh, we have him now. Someone had to yank the rope. And I'm betting it's Oscar, given how popular he is in town. Ooh, some lovely ivy. Is it ivy or a vine? Yeah, anyone's guess. It's vague and it's green. Anybody else have the urge to cross themselves? Or is that just my lingering Catholicism? Joy's growing up Catholic. Anyway. The window's been boarded up. Gotta make out more Can I light it with my... Curse this weak English sun. Confessional. So Wickport serves as a Catholic congregation. So this is a Catholic town. Okay. Fair enough. Good morning. Good morning, my son. Does anyone come to church anymore? What is the matter, Father? What has happened to your parishioners? The village has seen bleak times. Many have left. The rest have lost their faith. Every day I ring the bells, but no one answers. May God have mercy on their souls. Why do you suppose that is? I could not say. The mist that shrouds this coast and the shapes that swirl within have long been a source of hearsay. But lately, the stories people tell are not of pirates and smugglers, but something more sinister. Some say the devil himself has come to our shore. It is a rumor I dare not disregard. Are you personally acquainted with Professor Wright? Of the Definitely This Town Wrights? Why, yes, of course. Adam was is not merely a parishioner, but one of my closest friends. Since our youth, we enjoyed many scholarly, but sometimes quite fervent discussions. He being an anthropologist, and myself a theologian. That is, until he fell ill. But since he is like that, I have not visited him. You know, you should really visit your ailing friend, even if... Wait a moment, please. I need to ask you a small favor. Give this to Adam. I don't know if it will mean anything to him now, but it will bring peace to my soul if there is some token of our friendship resting by his side. Well, hell, I can do that much. This feels like I'm gonna get jumped on the way. Two young men. For that matter, why do I still have the... Yes. Well, I can't light them from here. Because I can't light them at all. Is that any vote? Well... Well, actually, while I'm on that... Just making sure I didn't have anything spiced in the background. Not that I would while I'm playing. Neglected and decaying cause reflects the faith of the village all too well. Let's go ahead and get these on over to poor Wright. Right. Or unlucky sod. Familial curse. I've left the flowers on your lover's grave, as you asked. Thank you so much. I'm in your debt. Would you happen to know a man named Oscar? Yes, of course. Oscar is the priest of Wickport's parish. You can find him in the church right there in front of my house. He's a man who's lost his purpose. Ah, right, and the right reads the same. What? They gave me a new line. I wanted to know. I can't help myself. I've expected to find it on fire. Close from the inside. Oh, that's fine. I know my way around back. Yo, Oakwood! Oakwood? I didn't open that. Cage covered with an embroidered cough. The end of the phrase is written on it. A visitor will call. Birds are silent. There's no bird inside. Simple wooden wardrobe. Coat stand. Foot locker. We'll open the chest. There's a key. What kind of key? A yellow key. Helpful. Well, we've been handed a task. I intend to do it. Lamps are out. Why the hell are the lamps out? Where would the key have been? Professor Wright is not here. Open book on the floor. The Book of Birds. It's a compilation of legends related to birds. Some of the text has been marked. The birds were traveling to meet their king when they reached a crossroads. The wretched crow tried to lead them astray and onto the path of mists. Many birds followed him and were lost forever beyond that veil. Only the wisdom of the crested hoopoe and the prudence of the red-feathered robin would lead the remaining 28 back to the path of the righteous. Ah! I'm not a fan of William Blake. Robin Redbreast putting all heaven in a rage, but okay. What? I like art. Was Robin Redbreast putting heaven in a rage? Wasn't it? I'm gonna have to do some rewatching and some re-looking. Though, incidentally, if you're gonna look at art and they offer extra high resolution scans to the public, take those. Because you can make out the very tiny details, and especially in fresco art, it makes all the difference in the world. It's that sense of depth. Even if it's only in 2 dimensions, it makes a world of difference. I remember some of the Dutch masters finally got high-resolution scans made available to the public. I think it was The Night Watch. Yeah, I think that was the one. Body stuff, like... Pretty sure it was. Anyway. Ever since, the birds have sung their praise, for without the hoopoe and robin, silence would have fallen forever. Dressing gown and slippers. Well, you know where to go. I know where to go. I have 2 veils. So, my job is to cover the robin and the hoopoe to bring about the silence, which I gotta low of you. I don't want to do, because I'm pretty sure bad things will happen when I do. I have expected to open a locked door and just be on the stage dealing with the playwright. I must admit, I did enjoy the puzzle work, even if I lost my patience at the end of it there. Not you. Not you. Un momento while I look up hopos. I am not good with birds that aren't legendary. Okay, apparently white and black wings. With, this... Well, there's a different color up top, and they have a mohawk. They have a crest. Which raises and falls, so I imagine their dance is quite something. Yellow beak. Up. Ah, small bird, black and white rings, feathered crest. All the birds have suddenly stopped their chittering. It sounds as if there's someone at the door. You know what just popped into my head? The door has been opened. The thing on the doorstep. Shame I didn't have time to read that this year. I'll have to make more effort to prepare stuff ahead of time for next year. Maybe work in a little more Lovecraft. The door was shut. Couldn't be at the back door, could they? Could be open. Someone's at the door. What door? Wait. Wait. Wasn't there one door I'd never opened? That's what I thought. What? Oh my god, Mr. Wright! The poor man, it looks as if his heart gave out. His eyes, my god, they're fixed with an expression of utmost terror. Let me see. His fists are clenched. He is holding on to something. Some kind of stone figurine. He's holding tightly as if it was protecting him from someone. The figurine's beautifully carved, but it appears to be but one half of a larger artifact. Joined together, the two form an intricately carved figurine or idol. It is ancient, without a doubt. What has happened to him? I've seen death before, but never has a body left me so ill at ease. I'm trembling. An old wardrobe. Shut the window, for Christ's sake. Cheerful scene that would have lifted my heart in any other day. It stands in stark contrast to the tragedy that has befallen this house. They have dust, but otherwise fine. This is serious. I must break the news to Kaufman, of course, and the local authorities. I'll have to be informed. Okay, so you just pieced me out on my way to examine the... Kaufman! What's the matter? Kaufman! Don't worry, I've given him a mild sedative. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Armitage. Hold up. I gotta check something. So, what I had to check was the birthday of one Dr. Henry Ever-Loving Armitage. From Lovecraft. Born 1855. So, Henry may have been taking a sabbatical. Dr. Henry Armitage, is the rarest of all Lovecraftian protagonists in that he could do the thing, and chose to. He shows up in, hold on, The Dunwich Horror, that's the one. No, next year I'm going to do a smorgasbord of Lovecraft readings. Anyway. The innkeeper called me because he was worried about your friend. Pleased to meet you. I am also a doctor. Dr. Wakefield. What are Kaufman's symptoms? Strong cough, general feverness, dizziness. It's too soon yet for a diagnosis. It could be a simple cold, but the sudden onset and severity of symptoms is certainly a concern. He must be monitored for the next few hours at least. Do not worry, Dr. Wakefield. I will remain here and take care of your friend. It's consumption. We both know it's consumption. Doctor, this is far from my specialty, but do you think it could be something more serious? It's too soon to know. Let us wait and see how his condition develops. Kaufman is asleep. He's breathing heavy and looks very pale. I should respect Kaufman's privacy. Kaufman's coat. An ugly painting. Well, I suppose we still have the authorities. I have no idea where go, what do. So I'm gonna consult the guide again because I don't have a clue on this one. I guess let's try the graveyard. I mean, I assume there's more to it and that... Womp womp. Hi there. Good morning. I'm Dr. Wakefield. You come from the town, don't you? You need an answer. I know by your accent. Be careful around these cliffs. This is no place for tourists. It's hardly a place for anyone now. Oh, excuse me. You best be on your way. Strange things have been happening here. What do you mean? Seamen and fishermen swear swear to have heard voices rising in the tide. Inhuman screams, some of them say. And there are some who claim to have witnessed ungodly things in the dead of night. I once saw a ghastly thing crawling out there among the rocks. Screams, you say? People have heard screams coming from the sea? Bloody drunks. They say the sea howls at them. As if that was something new. Well, what do you see in the rocks? That thing you saw in the rocks? Can you tell me more about it? Late at night it was. Me on my boat. Fishing. That's when I gets the best catch. Then I saw it. Not underwater. As the others say. It was on a rock. Perched there like. It was smelling for something. Shape of it like nothing I ever saw before. Not walking on the earth. Nor swimming in the sea. Thing was big and hunched over. Like a crouching man. The way it moved, it made my flesh crawl. Whatever it was. The mist itself was its ally. hiding it from my bare eyes, and in the end, it disappeared anyway, away together. Disappearing away together. I swear, I should see that whore again. I'll take my most vicious harpoon and thrust it so deep in its wretched body that they will have to bury them together. So, what are you doing up here? I come here when I can to watch the shore, just in case that thing comes back. The mist down there is just too thick. I can see better from here, even if my eyes are not what they used to be. Damned, I could sure use... could somehow regain my once sharp eyesight again. By God, I would impale that abomination. Would this up? Here, would this help you watch the shore? Why, it's old to be sure, but this telescope has been patched up to a rare beauty. You have my thanks, stranger. I'm indebted. Oh, what is that? The cliff's there. Well, blow me down. But if it isn't the Wright's old summer house. I thought it entirely destroyed. It looks like you can get there using the old cliff path. Excuse me, did you say the Wright summer house? Well, I'll be damned. Well, yes, I never saw it myself. I was too young at the time, but everyone around here knows the story well. It was a terrible tragedy, you see. One night, landslide just beneath the house. Most of the building fell sheer into the sea, leaving only yonder ruins. Many died, though by a miracle young Master Wright was spared. You can see it from here. The waterfall of mud. Look, right there, on the other side of the beach. Do you see it? Thank you, stranger, who's obsessed with harpooning and cryptid. I feel I would have more fun if this game was slightly more in your perspective for a minute, but that you're not bodes well for your survivability. Windswept gnarly tree, clinging onto the cliff with what's the roots remain. Someday it will fall to the ocean below. Do you see how it is hanging? It's an even break whether she collapses onto the cliff and gives the ocean the middle finger or falls into it proper. It could go either way at this point, depending on if solar erosion or the wind takes it. Given that it's still standing, I'm saying erosion's gonna get it, but... storm squalls will survive. Her squalls will surprise you. It looks like the remains of a landslide. You know, going into a half on the cliff structure, probably not safe. At all. Urbex's Tales of Doom. Empty wardrobe, rotted from exposure to sea air. That would be weathering and elements, sir. Landscape shows how the house was before the landslide ruined it. This peculiar indentation here. Let me guess. It fits. It's a weird-ass family crest. Just triggered a secret mechanism. There's a passage behind the fireplace. It leads into the cliff. We're just gonna go down like a wackadoo without telling anyone. This must be the entrance to the underground tunnel. I must go on. There's a note on the floor. Whatever you find down here, do not stop. Oh boy, I'm gonna get good and lost, aren't I? Well, that ended. So this way we go. Some viscous substance. Could be some kind of fungus. Or maybe the decomposed remains of an animal? How about this way? Well, let's go near. Oh, we're in seawater now. Blocked by a cave-in. Alright. Well, that tells me one thing. I think we found the entrance. Let's hit the far side then. These are human remains. The flesh is gone, but the bones look undisturbed. How long have they lain here? Why on earth did Professor Wright not alert the authorities? I must press on. What possible research could have this led? Right. Hole in the wall. Hearing a piano. Assume this is the way forward. Hole in the wall. The hole goes deep into the wall of the cave. I have no idea what to do. Alright, that dead ends. Alright, was there another way back there? There is. Okay, good. A bridge and a structure of some sort. Oh dear. That can't be a good There was a literal piano? Strange metal device. Yeah, that's how the professor listened to you, John. You're a little slow in the uptake, but okay. There's a grand piano placed here in the middle of the room. Well, we found the damn piano. I sure hope we don't run out of oil this deep. Why, I hear tell paraffin is not always the easiest found substance around these parts. Hey, after all I had to go through to get that in the last game, 4 or 5 games ago, I get to make one joke, right? Right? Yeah, probably not. There's a device, which I feel is solely there as a landmark. Another hole. Why are there two holes? Does the hole stare into my soul? Small passage goes into the brick wall. It's too thin to pass through. Okay. Do I chuck something down it? Is it just meant to be there to disturb me as a recurring motif? So this is kind of a concept in adventure games I like to call not playing fair with perspectives. Shit. In we go. What is this place? You tell me. You're the one that can interact with things. I'm just manning the keyboard on this one. Strange machine. Does not seem to be working anymore. And books. There is a note on the floor. Who was gone will be back. Not the same, but somehow changed. Because that which lurks behind the door waits, and no one that has crossed through can hope to escape its blessing. I must tell Kaufman about all of this. Yeah, and we gotta make sure we see all the stuff. These clothes are torn down to unrecognizable shreds. There's a tag here with two initials, H.A. There's a large archway carved on the stone wall of the cave. Well, I mean, guess we got to the end of the tunnel. So... Shit. What was that? Nothing good. Part of the wall seems to have dislodged from behind a large dark, leaving behind a large dark hole. Ah, boy. How's old Johnny gonna get out of this one? Fear itself. I was all ready to get some answers, and they debate me. Well, Trashkin, that's where we're going to call it for this episode. But the good news is, while you're watching this one, the next one's up, so... No waiting for you, but me, I'm going to take a little nap and come back to it so I don't get salty. Alright, Trashkin. See you in no time at all if you got the time to spare, because that's just how we do for Halloween. So, if you do have to depart now, I would just like to say, and I know you're going to be hearing a lot of these, so we're going to keep it short. Until next time, don't forget to count your spoons, hydrate, medicate, and take care of yourselves as best you can. Don't forget to tell the people you love you give a good damn. Go play some games. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next one. Or in about 3 seconds if you're hanging around.